We don't serve your kind here. Viridian said, her voice sharp as cracked glass. Conversations froze, a patron whispered. Did she actually say that? Alistair, Finch coat worn and boot scuffed. Paused mid-step, he looked like a drifter. Yet his stillness carried a weight that unsettled the room. From behind the counter, floor manager Jack smirked. Relax, Viridian. He probably can't pay anyway. Their shared laughter scratched the air like sandpaper. Alistair laid a crisp 20 on the counter. He said nothing. Only met Viridian's stare with calm that hinted at storms long survived. She snatched the bill as if it were refuse. Just coffee, guess we're a charity. Now directed toward a shadowed corner booth. Alistair slid into the seat like a seasoned captain in hostile waters. His fingers brushed faint carvings. Initials he'd once etched when this place was Alara's kitchen. His mother's dream. Viridian approached with a dismissive slap of the menu. You do have money, I trust. Club sandwich, black coffee. Rye, if you have it, he answered. Voice low and resonant, she scribbled hard and turned away. Moments later, a blonde couple received warm smiles in the coveted window seat. The better clientele get the better seats. Jax muttered loudly to a young server named Reese, ensuring Alistair heard silence. Alistair knew was discrimination's oldest accomplice. He pulled a cracked phone from his pocket, fingers moving with deliberate precision. Viridian noticed whispering to Jax, who puffed up like a rooster. Sunlight spilled across the checkered floor, ghosting memories of his mother's kindness. 25 minutes later, Viridian slammed down a pale, flattened sandwich in a lukewarm cup slick with oil. This coffee seems old, Alistair said evenly. What do you expect for cheap prices? This isn't fine dining, she snapped. Jax loomed beside her. Is there a problem, sir? I'm only asking about freshness, Alistair replied, unshaken. Jax sneered, people like you should be grateful. Do you know how many real customers we have? Alistair lifted the sandwich. Meat spoiled, he photographed it calmly. What do you think you're doing? Viridian barked, snatching the plate. If you don't like it, leave. We don't need your kind here. My kind? His eyes darkened with quiet disappointment. He typed Phase 1 complete document spoilage. Prepare legal entry, I'd like the manager. He said you're looking at him. Jax bragged, now pay for what you ruined and get out the door, chimed. Estrella and her teenage son entered. Sensing the tension, you can't treat customers like this, she said sharply. You want to join him outside? Jax snarled. Viridian brandished her phone. Security's coming, both of you leave. Alistair rose slowly. Viridian blocked the exit. You haven't paid for that spoiled food. Jax lunged, ripping Alistair's wallet and scattering its contents in a humiliating, metallic rain. Pick it up. Alistair knelt, gathering coins with unbroken dignity. Founder and hidden CEO of the Elders Hospitality Group. He was reclaiming money on the floor of his own property. Standing, he texted, execute Plan B. All teams now. He placed a fresh 20 on the counter. You have no idea what you've just done. Is that a threat? Jack's hand hovered near pepper spray. No, Alistair said softly. A promise. The bell rang. 3 uniformed security officers entered, followed by 2 Ethelberg police. These individuals are trespassing, Jax announced, pointing. Officer Krell stepped forward. Sir, you need to leave private property. On what grounds? Alistair asked. Before Krell could answer, the door burst open again. 5 figures in tailored suits strode in, their synchronized presence commanding the room. Their polished shoes struck the tiles like a verdict. Their eyes locked on Alistair. The diner seemed to hold its breath, the hum of the light suddenly ominous. Jack's confidence faltered, a flicker of doubt betraying him. Viridian's phone slipped slightly in her grip. Reese, silent till now, took a cautious step back. The suit stopped at the counter. One tall and silver-haired scanned the scene with cold precision. Alistair met their gaze without moving, the corner of his mouth hinting at the faintest unreadable smile. The Summit Grill, his mother's legacy, their latest acquisition and the stage for this quiet reckoning, waited for its next move. The fluorescent hum grew louder, like a storm building behind the walls. and the town of Ethelberg still clutching its coffee cups. Since that, the morning had only just begun. The lead figure, an imposing woman in a charcoal gray power suit, held up a badge. Attorney Teresa Vance, Chief Legal Counsel for Elders Hospitality Group. Remove your hands from Mr. Alistair Finch. Immediately, Krell's grip loosened in confusion. Finch Viridian's face went white. Jackson's phone, still broadcasting its live stream, trembled in his hand. Teresa's voice was a sharp blade. Mr. Finch, per your instructions, we have documented 17 health code violations, 9 instances of overt racial discrimination in the last 90 minutes alone, and have 27 affidavits regarding systematic bias. Under current management, she turned to the police officers. You are about to arrest the owner and founder of this entire chain. I suggest you reconsider unless you want the inevitable federal lawsuit to name you personally. Another suited figure stepped forward. The regional health inspector, based on preliminary findings triggered by Mr. Finch's report. I am shutting this location down immediately. The level of spoilage is a public health hazard. Alistair straightened his coat, his dignity now fully restored. Yes, he said, his voice filling the stunned silence. Alistair Finch, the man who built this chain to honor his mother's legacy of service. The man you just tried to throw out of his own restaurant. The silence was a thick blanket of collective shame and shock. My mother, Ilara, Alistair began, his voice taking on the weight of history, was refused service in this very building in 1958. She sat for 4 hours waiting for a cup of coffee that never came. I bought this place so that no one ever would be denied the simple dignity of a meal. Teresa connected her laptop to the diner screen, and security footage began to play. Weeks of Jax and Viridian's casual cruelty, documented in high definition. There was Jax, intentionally serving spoiled food only to minority patrons. Viridian adding phantom service fees to certain bills. We have been investigating for 6 months, Teresa stated. Mr. Finch went undercover in his establishments. After receiving multiple complaints that current management dismissed as disgruntled customers. The police officer Kowalski looked aghast. Mr. Finch, sir? Couldn't you? Alistair asked quietly. Or did you simply see what you expected to see? A man in worn clothes, and therefore automatically the problem. Jax finally found his voice, a high-pitched squeak. You can't do this. This is entrapment, no. Alistair corrected, his eyes locking on Jax. This is accountability, you see. If I had walked in here wearing my $10000 suit, you would have danced for me, but that would not have shown me the truth. The truth is what you do when you think no one important is watching. Estrella stepped forward. Mr. Finch. Thank you, this happens everywhere. I'm sorry, Alistair told her. My failure was trusting the wrong people with my mother's legacy. A different set of police officers called by Teresa entered. Jax was placed under arrest. Charges read: assault, civil rights violations, and food safety crimes. Viridian tried to flee only to trip over the exact spot where she had forced Alistair to kneel. Samantha Miller, Jax Thompson. You are terminated effective immediately. Alistair announced Officer Krell. Your security company's contract with Elders Hospitality Group is severed. You'll be hearing from my legal department. I have kids, Viridian wailed from the floor. The mothers you refuse to serve properly have children too. Alistair replied, his tone factual. Devoid of either cruelty or mercy, they also needed to be treated with dignity. He addressed the remaining patrons, the silent witnesses, every one of you who saw this and said nothing. You are complicit every time you choose comfort over conscience. You water the seeds of hatred. Jax was let out in handcuffs, his live stream still rolling, now broadcasting his humiliation to thousands. This is America, I'll sue you for everything. He shouted, yes. Alistair replied, a profound finality in his voice. It is America where actions have consequences, even for those who thought they were untouchable. The obsidian ledger was now balanced, just as though often slow, had arrived with the sudden, undeniable force of a corporate restructuring. The silence that followed was not one of defeat. but of a dawn breaking over a profound, long overdue change.